Hello, it's Andy Graham of hobotraveler.com. I'm going to show you a documented check of danger that I do all the time, and I recommend that you do. I subscribe to a couple different travel notices by governments. I don't normally. The private ones are not funded well enough, can't do it, don't keep records, whatever. But actually, the best one I subscribe to is one by, let's see, by Canada right here. It's travel.gc.ca. I don't know what the GC stands for. This one comes in two languages. If you can see over here, it says Francais. So they actually got this screwed up. This is the first part is in English, and the second part is in French. So every day, sort of get I sort of get a update. They update this all the time, and if you look right now, right there, that I happen to see a Dominican Republic one with a little red star next to it, asterisk. The Chile one doesn't have one. What that red means is that there's the risk level is high or something. There's a warning, like a danger warning. Okay, so I then went and clicked on the Dominican Republic one. I clicked, and then I go to okay, I didn't go to that one. I went to this one. Okay, clicked and it went to this one. Okay, this is the Dominican Republic page on Canada government. Now, this is not a try to make money thing. This is just try to help you. Now, Dominican Republic and most countries that there's a lot of tourists, they go to great lengths to make sure they don't tell you anything. There is no nationwide advisory in effect for the Dominican Republic. However, you should exercise a high degree of caution due to high crime rate. Okay. Basically, they're not telling me anything, right? But they're putting an asterisk by it and doing things. If I go to the Egypt one, where they're actually having riots in the streets, you see, of Egypt, avoid non-essential travel. Okay. Okay, so I went along and I thought, well, I might as well go to Google and search for the American consular sheets. So I do a search, Dominican Republic consular sheets. The embassy or consulates in each country update this sheet all the time and keep it current, and this is the reason why any private warnings kind of hopeless, because no one website has the money or time, or you can't really, there's no balanced opinion. So here I am going to click on this. Okay, and what I want to show you here is how this specific page right here gives you bad advice. Okay, I'm going to, it has, this is always a good sheet to look at. It has different sections. It's got a map showing what the map of the country. It's got a little, one of the little CIA maps of the country, and whatever. But if you work your way down, it shows you how to enter and exit the country, and then it's got threats to safety and security. This is just, the top part is just general, normal boilerplate stuff that they put in all this stuff. Okay, but see if I can zoom in on this. Okay. There are two, let's see, I'll try to zoom. there are two incidents involving attacks against U.S. relief workers as they traveled from Haiti to Santo Domingo. In both cases, now this is what I want you to focus on. In both cases, U.S. citizens observed common safety practices such as traveling in large groups in conjunction with other vehicles. Despite the extra precaution, the groups were attacked. Okay, now here is what they do. In one instance, armed men blocked the highway with burning tires and opened fire on a passenger bus. The opened fire on a passing bus. Okay, so what I've done is, first of all, I'm tracking violence, right? And then the next thing I'm doing is checking out to see if there's any real trouble. Okay, what the United States government is, you got to understand. I've talked to these guys in different embassies and whatever. There's like one person that's in charge of security for the country, and he's probably an ex-military guy that basically doesn't really travel, doesn't know anything, but he's working with the thing, and they're trying to come up with some kind of strategy for that. Now, the U.S. citizens observed common safety practices such as traveling in a large group in conjunction with other vehicles. Okay, this means that it's just like a military thing, right? They're going to go in a caravan of 5 or 6 vehicles, and they're basically going to do. Now, this is absolute idiocy. Any way you do it, this is the worst frickin' thing you can possibly do. Okay, because what happens is that people rob people that they know what they have. Okay, so what's going to happen is what they do is what happens is you're on a 2-lane highway, right? And all you got to do is put a rope across the street, stop somebody, have a little accident in the middle of the street, do anything, and you can get the bus to stop. Now, if you're a private car, you just rob it. If you got 2 things. Now, what contrary to any kind of crap you think, people crossing borders are ideal people to rob. Why? Because they have everything they own with them. So somebody coming into Haiti, now they're trying to tell you here to go talk to the Haiti like it's the Haiti problem. This was actually a robbery inside Dominican Republic. You can't, subjugate the crime here. The crime was committed inside the Dominican Republic. So, and they're going against aid workers, which are about the most naive, idiot travelers on the planet, because they're under the idea that they're protected because they're doing good deeds. Okay, I have no idea why anybody would tell you to become a target. Okay, and that's what they're doing. They're trying to tell you common safety practices such as traveling in a large group. Let's translate that. Common danger practice of becoming a target. You should never, ever become a target. Okay? And this is, the way you do this is you're on a 2-lane highway. There's only a bunch of foreigners in the car. There's a big sign on the side of the thing that says tour group. They're crossing a border. I mean, this is the ideal people to rob because robbery is easy if you can isolate them. And so you're on a 2-lane highway, you have an accident in front of the road, they stop, they walk up from behind, put a gun against the guy's head and stop you, and then rob you. This happens all the time in Mexico, happens all the time.
A vast virus database has been updated.
Happens all over the world, and in all the cases, it's involving the same thing. You're becoming an obvious target. So what happens is how do you avoid this? Well, the simple way is you just he would just get on a normal bus with a bunch of locals and ride across the border as a normal traveler. Okay, and the likelihood of them just stopping a normal bus is not as sweet as stopping a whole bus full of rich foreigners. I mean, a foreigner in coming from Haiti to Dominican Republic would have almost 10 to 50 times more money involved than they would if you're just talking a local. So you got 40 times 50. You got to see that this is like robbing, I don't know, 200 or 300 of the local citizens, and it also means that nobody can recognize them. These are people that they're robbing people that would never see them again, wouldn't know them. I mean, if they rob somebody from any of the countries, somebody might recognize them, right? And they would be hanging around, living in the same area, and they could be caught. This all involves, the ideal. So, what this commonly observed, I want to tell you this: the U.S. citizens observe common. This has got to be the most stupid comment I've ever heard on the planet. In conjunction with other people, they're acting like you're a caravan full of Hummers in Iraq, and that's exactly the type of person that writes this, guys. The guy that somehow believes by carrying a gun and stuff, and it's going to stop carrying a gun, driving in a caravan with a bunch of Hummers and 55 caliber guns on top is going to protect you. They are the target. Okay. Thank you, Andy Graham of Hobo Traveler, trying to explain how I checked out a real problem. And bottom line, this is not a problem for me because I'm not going to cross any border with a group of silly missionaries. I would refuse to get in.